Netaji, Patel and Prasad. The school band would play and the oath of fair sports would be taken as the flame would be lit after a round of run with the torch by the most promising sportsmen of the outgoing batch, just like a mini Olympic. Every event would be followed by the announcement of the winners who would go up to the victory stand. Individual points would add up to the scores for their respective houses and the winning house would be awarded the coveted Brook-Bond Shield.
I was better off in tennis playing, and I trained several of the students there to play tennis and played with them regularly. I encouraged all of the other games, and then I bought more and more land, and had the land was up and down. I had it leveled out so that we made real playing fields out of it there. It's essential for any school to have grounds sufficient. We didn't have that at Loyola School.
I joined the Nobili in 1974. Frankly speaking, I had no intention of coming into this line of teaching, because I had some weird ideas about it. The reason was both my parents were teachers here. Somehow I didn't like this. But then it was Father Hess who gave me this opportunity. And he asked me to try it out and see what I feel about it. And in a year's time, I realized that the challenges were there more than what I thought would be there. And that attracted me.
Anybody can take a book and look at it and speak about it, but if they're interested in the students, interested in them understanding, the teacher doesn't just spout out information, but he's looking at each of these students there to see if they understand. And if they look puzzled, tell them again and say, do you understand this? Or what did I explain to you? Interest in people and openness and frankness and being able to talk and giving an indication of interest in students. That's the main thing that I look for.
The quality of teachers can be comprehended when we hear of examples like a chemistry teacher at DNS who moved on straight to professorship at IIT Kharagpur. The science and mathematics faculty at DNS were of such high quality that getting past the national level engineering and medical schools in India were well within reach. To make an institution great, it requires a three-pronged approach. A visionary leader like Father Hess, awesome teachers who educate and not just teach, students with motivation, the last being partially an effect of the first two. Teachers led by example, and instead of being the teachers at blackboard, are fondly remembered more as making students life-ready. A landmark in the entire region was the science block. The physics, chemistry and biology labs have been complemented with the computer lab and a superb auditorium with state-of-the-art AV equipment. And DNS has even conducted film festivals. It is lonely at the top and DNS relishes that. The chemistry lab had the apparatus for conducting experiments of advanced level inorganic and organic chemistry, and even volumetric and gravimetric analysis. Experiments did sometimes go wrong in the chemistry lab, as that was the easiest place to play pranks. Be it unlocking the Kip's apparatus or trying to form strange colors by mixing compounds or accidentally cracking test tubes. The physics lab in DNS probably does not have any equivalents anywhere else in the world. All these were assembled indigenously under the able guidance of Father Kirsch. He had worked with 2 Nobel laureates in the early part of his career, and the results were there to see in the lab. The biology lab had hundreds of specimens of almost all forms of life, and under the care of Mr. and Mrs. Benedict, assisted by Mr. Rabi Mahato, this top-floor lab became a popular one with the students. And who can forget the remark of Mr. Benedict pointing to the skeleton? A lady smiles at you wherever you are in this lab. With DNS setting its own standard and raising the bar, as expected, more agencies approached the school authorities to open up branches to ease the commute time of the children. CMRS was the first branch under the able leadership of late Mrs. Ahuja. Then started Sijua, Mugma, Maithan and Bhuli.
It was a dream of the Jesuits to move from here to one of the to the city, close to the city, and the plan had been going on for last I think 10 years or more. And finally, we succeeded in finding a location in Bhuli, and it took off in 2009 with the 55 students in the first year. Now today it has 660 students in 3 years. And it's a very good response. And it started, of course, with the help of our one of the alumnus, that is the alumni, Mr. Anurag Dikshit. Father Hess is a great inspirer for this coal belt area, this Dhanbad, and he is known for his pioneering activities like the branch schools. I think the branch schools can be attributed to him. Due to his initiative, although there was a lot of opposition from within, he went ahead and started the schools, of course.
Evidently, this was the work of God. I went there to Nobili, located some land. Then I got an email from Anurag Dikshit, who was one of India's 10 wealthiest men. And he offered to pay for the land and the first building, the compound wall. How much will it cost? He wrote me from Gibraltar, so I said, $500,000. And I can get more land. He said, get more land. So I did. I was told to turn it over to someone else to develop it, which I did. And he sent, I think, 3.6 crores.
He took all this initiative, including the blind school, of course. The blind schools had to be kind of given a second life. I think that way he has done a great and pioneering activity in the field of education for this Dhanbad, people of Dhanbad. And that's why I think people remember him as a great educationist.
One of the blind boys, I arranged for them to go to Ranchi or to New Delhi for further education. They didn't want to go. So I had a lot of trouble with them over that to get them to go. One of them came back about 10 years later and he said, I would like you to meet my wife. He said, now meeting my wife, she has fulfilled every need. I have a good wife. Also, I am now a professor in a college in New Delhi. I'm blind, I can't read. My wife reads for me and I memorize what she has read. And I'm a professional teacher now in a college.
DNS always faced stiff contest from the other world-class institutes in the South Bihar, now Jharkhand area, with Loyola Jamshedpur, St. Xavier's Doranda, and of course there is Mount Carmel. If healthy rivalries between two neighboring institutes are to be encouraged, there is nothing like Nobili and Mount Carmel, the campuses separated by a public road. The two institutes shared the school buses and the pranks continued there too. They still meet in virtual forums on the web and share their stories of pleasure and pain and enjoy calling themselves calmly noble, combining the Carmel and Nobili. No doubt a few of these calmly nobles coupled up and repeated the Cinderella story. Nobili, which had its humble origins in a small house in CFRI, is proud today of over 20,000 students and 500 teachers under its umbrella. The Nobilians are today serving their country as army officers, doctors, engineers, businessmen, bankers, teachers, professors, educationists, and information technology specialists. Some have gone on to become professors of physics, computer science, electrical engineering, medicine, and biomedical engineering at famous universities across the world. The DNS flag flies high and the ship sails on as it garners more laurels on the way. There is nothing called an ex-Nobilian. Once a Nobilian, always a Nobilian, striving for the next level. Even today, Nobili School is functioning on the foundation laid by Father Hess under the leadership of its current principal, Father Sonny Jacob.
I would just say, live up to your beliefs. Live up to what you have done in order to come to this particular position.
Father Hess has influenced and left imprints on the lives of the students, so much so that whenever the students of Nobili meet, one of the first things they ask is, how is Father Hess? Father Hess is a legend, and he dedicated his life to serving the children of India. He is a symbol for an honest man who believed in imparting education to the children and devoted his life in spreading this. Unfortunately, on 30th July 2013, Father Hess left us for a heavenly abode. But for Nobilians, he will live in their hearts forever.